Hi there. How to do your own sociological research. Now, writing and doing a research is an exciting job. And in order to make this job excellent, you have to follow a number of steps. And if you fail to follow this step, your research will be, it's not good, or not interesting, or not pithy. So therefore, I summarize today for you 9 steps to help you write and do a good research or sociological research. The first area or the first stage, I call it area of interest. And the area of interest, that it can be a broad area, like for example accounting or taxation or economics or gender or race, okay, or whatever you name it. Or it can be specific, for example the impact or the usefulness of accounting for decision making. So you have to keep that in mind in order to start your research, and I call it, as I said, area of interest. The second stage, I call it background research. And by background research, I mean collecting the information. You have to read, and you have to meet with people. You have to make interviews if you want. Even before you start, you can also make observation. Look here and there. Take notes and collect information before you start your job. The third stage, I call it research questions or hypotheses. This is very, very important, and this is why you make the research. You have a hypothesis or you have a question in your mind, and you're trying to bring an answer or answers for this question or questions or hypotheses or hypotheses. So therefore, you have to make your hypothesis or question very very clear at the beginning, in order to continue research and bring an answer to that question or hypothesis. Stage number 4, I call it choice of research method. This is very important. Of course, selecting a method or approach to answer my research questions, or a method if you want to call it, it's depend on my research hypotheses or questions. And also it's depend on my perception to my research area. It's depend on the cost and the money and the time I have. So there are many methods as we cover them before. Like for example, we have survey, we have interviews, and we have observation, we have secondary data, and you name it. So it is very important also to select a method, as I said. And stage number 4, it is called detailed planning for your research. You have to make a planning for research. How I'm going to do this survey, how I'm going to meet these people, how many numbers I have to send my research to, my questionnaires to, how many people I want to interview, what if say something happened, how I'm going to solve it. So you have to make your planning, you have to make your homework. And stage number 6, I call it pilot research, like a trial. Okay, so I will take a small sample out of my samples. Let's say, for example, my sample is 100. I make 10 of these and send a questionnaire for them and receive the feedback. Or I am say instead, or my research need to formal or informal interviews with 50 people. I have to send at least 5 or 6 and see the background. So that will help me to see that, whether I'm going right, or there's some question need to be changed, or even the method need to be changed, or it is difficult to, to conduct and say an interview in this sensitive area or in this political area, whatever is that. So you have to do your details planning for research. Stage number 7, I call revise your method if necessary. If necessary, but it is usually we keep it, but there is, as I said, if you want, just revise it. Just for example, after you get the feedback from your pilot research or pilot study, you might modify, or you need to modify some question. You might even change the questions or add more question or take out some question. So that will help you in stage number 7 when you revise your research if necessary. Number 8, go ahead, and I call it carry out your research. This is very important. Here your let's say it's like, time consuming. You will be like, for example, very busy, maybe very sensitive even, but you have to do your work carefully. And of course, to do this job, you have to follow the 7 stages as I mentioned them today. And finally, you have to make that stage number 9, which is analysis of the result. Bring now the result. Okay, do your homework. What is the result of the interview? What is the result of the survey? What is the result of the questionnaire? Do the analysis and answer your research question or hypothesis. And don't worry whether the answer or the result is within your hypothesis or it is different than your hypothesis that is something else. But you did your homework, you bring a result, and that is your research. Then if you want to write, or if you already write say something before, wrote something before, you have to continue writing or start from the beginning after you get the result, and you will reach at a point where you will be very happy and exciting because you did a good research and write a good research. Thank you very much.